This is the Legacy Showdown League. We have another incredible matchup coming your way as it's going to be Raleigh Rain going up against the undefeated Boston Brigade Refresh. How are you feeling and what are kind of your thoughts about this upcoming series?
Honestly, the only thing I'm really stressed about this series is saying Boston Brigade over and over again because that is a tongue twister for me. Man. That is the only thing that stresses out. Every time I have to commentate them, I'm like, all right, it's just Boston, dude. Like I can't say both, dude.
Oh, we're gonna, every single time that we say Boston Breach, we're gonna have to throw $1 into a little jar or something like that.
Oh, I'm broke,
have
dude.
it be our not our swear jar, but our Boston jar.
Oh, dude, you're not getting anything from me, dude. I'll be running away. Pockets empty still. I'll still be running away.
Oh, but we got an incredible series coming on up between these two teams, and you and I were kind of talking before we went live that the Boston Brigade, they after starting off their first series, they were 0-2 down, got the reverse sweep, and then since they looked phenomenal. They got a 3-1 in their second series, so they're currently 2-0 with a 6-3 map record. And Raleigh Rain, the last time I checked in with them, they unfortunately went down to the side, or they actually took the series against Seattle Legion in a 3-1, and they also have the raid search and destroy coming up, which I saw they did not do too well on. But what can you kind of tell us about these two teams going at it?
Yeah, Boston. I mean, Boston, apparently we're going to have some two substitute players coming in tonight. So Element and Stylish going to be the only ones that you've seen play throughout. You're going to see two substitutes from there on. I mean, I'm gonna kind of go with the expectation of the trend here in this league, and that is it's very, very often that this map number 2 gets taken by the team that actually loses map number 1. So we've definitely seen a lot of search and destroy teams, but I feel like as the league carries on further and further, I feel like that should go away because you should see some more comfortability on search and destroy.
Yeah, we absolutely should. In a map like Raid that's been around in the scene for such a long time, it obviously feels like these teams should have repetitions, or obviously, if you're a newcomer to the competitive area, I mean, none of these guys are. They're all old heads. I mean, so they obviously should have the reps on the search and destroy. But we get to take a look at the rest of the series. We start off on the hardpoint exposure, and this is one map where you favor your ARs just because there's so many long lanes of sight, and you're just going to have those mid to long range engagements. Obviously, we're talking about the raid search and destroy. Then we have the overload exposure, which I'm glad we get to see this on the overload map. Then a den, a hardpoint, obviously the bread and butter, and we round it out with the scar search and destroy and refresh. Is there any map that you're kind of giving the edge to one of these two teams?
I'm looking at the ARs from Boston, right? I mean, I feel like I'm giving the Overload, like you said, is a very wild. It's a pretty wild, well open map as far as when it comes to those lines of sight. And you have two of the map in the series, right? So I feel like for Boston, if you could take this initial map number 1, kind of come out hot, like you've been playing recently in recent series. I mean, Boston, the ARs, they just have to be on point. I think we gotta stare at those M15s, right? I think you're gonna see a third one get pulled out, maybe 3 ARs, 1 sub, and maybe in some cases you can even see 4 ARs.
Oh, you absolutely could, and you see it from the professional scene. Probably on that P5 is where you're going to see all 5 of those ARs, or potentially the P2. Obviously, your subs can get into a position, but you're really going to be favoring that M15 for a majority of this time. And let's talk about the rosters, because we had a little bit of a change from the side of Raleigh Rain. They got Willman over from the side of Atlanta. We haven't seen a whole lot of them, and we get to see Intensity, his debut, along with Dill Pickle and Rilo plays. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how their chemistry is going to work out.
Yeah, we'll see chemistry on both sides, right? So you have some new additions and some subs on both ends of the spectrum here. So we'll see how those clash, right? Pretty much you're going to see a confident 2v2 of leadership on the map. So yeah, I'll be curious to see how both of these squads play. I feel like they got to start out hot. I mean, you got to get ready to go.
You absolutely do. And one thing you have to bring up about Raleigh Rain is kind of the gameplay that you've been seeing out of Rilo. He is currently sitting at an overall a 0.64. And simply when you are dropping numbers like that, it is going to bring your team down in certain instances. And his best mode seems to be search and destroy, where he has a 0.8, but I want to see that respawn. I want to see the hard point after dropping a 0.58. You just need to be able to elevate your game plan, and maybe that's why they made that roster move, is to maybe have a little bit more firepower behind the IGL.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could just be comfortability on the map. I mean, sometimes play styles just don't mesh, right? I feel like if you're making call out, there's a difference between making call outs, having small talk, and then really like dividing info. I'm a big fan of long form communication when it comes to Call of Duty. I don't want to just know where the red dots are and how weak they are. Man, I want to know where you spawn. I want to know what time you have to go to the bathroom in the morning. I want to know like if you're thirsty. I really want to know every single piece of info on the map, and I feel like that's a big difference right there, right? If Raleigh is calling out these players, or is calling out or not hearing call outs and only giving them, then Rilo's going to have a hard time piecing together info that they don't have, right? So I think Rilo, big POV to watch out. Honestly, we'll probably start with them going into this first map just because they got to pick it up.
They absolutely do. And along with Emmett and Stylish, they are kind of sitting at a pretty overall similar stat line, 1.05 and a 1.03 from Stylish. But the thing that stands out is the overload KD from both of those players. Element at a 1.45. So obviously he's been having his way in that mode, and it's exactly what you want to happen. And this truly is the tide turner with teams that don't have a lot of repetitions on the overload. When you have a guy that slays, it does make your life that much easier.
Yeah, I mean, when people aren't on the map, there's no space for them to take up, right? So, I mean, if you're dropping KDs like that, you're really giving your teammates a lot of free time on the map, and I think that's just in a game mode like Overload, that's very important, especially if you're moving in front of that EMP device. We see a lot of times people kind of get anxious with that EMP, but if you have Slayers like that running in front of you, you should be able to take your time a little bit. Walk the dog, take out the trash. I mean, you'll be able to clean up the whole house if people like that are slaying in front of you.
And you're going to be able to get and just walk in that score sometimes. That's all you have to do. With exposure being that overload, there's going to be a lot of openings. There's a lot of transitions. And so when you are consistently training each other out, there's not a lot that you can do, but you have seen so many fakes on this map. And I think this is the one where you see where, hey, they're going to be going this way, and then immediately they go the other, and they just kind of walk in some of these quick scores. We see it on the Den every so often, but also realizing where the rest of your team is positioned. If you four-man stack and you get a score and the bomb spawns on the other side where the other team is spawning, they just get a free walk in no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, this is like comparing this map to Den. This map has two ways from mid to either side of the capture points. Den, you have that jump side completely cut off, so it's a lot easier to fake. But as we talk about what the overload potentially looks like, we're actually going to be loading up this map here. Game 1, Series 2 of the night, map 1, exposure hardpoint. Who do you have?
With two new players kind of coming in from either side, and right now I'm looking at Boston. They have been on a hot streak. They're currently 2-0. Their map record is kind of speaking for themselves, so I expect them to have a solid series.
Yeah, I mean, Boston, I think, looking to keep that momentum moving forward. Rilo picking up a big first blood for the series. Get that tempo set. Get that first kill. Let them know what's up. Challenge them on that heady. Do what you got to do.
And do what you got to do, and he's sliding across. And they're getting a lot of this P1 time. You don't see it all that often. And look at Rilo. I was talking trash about him earlier at a 0.58, starting off 3-0, and you were highlighting him, and he's already lighting up the kill feed. This is a phenomenal start for the side of Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, Rilo starting off the map 4-0 is such a big statement maker, right? Raleigh looking to get some points early on the map. I feel like the big difference we've seen with a lot of these teams is how well teams transition from P1 to P2. I feel like maybe on this map it is a little bit different, but P1 to P2 seems to be the big difference maker in a lot of these series. P1 being a big factor in Black Ops 7.
And realizing the spawns, you were talking about it before we hopped into this map, is who is coming out? Where is everybody coming from? Because it can get a little crazy on the exposure. There's a lot of split pushes, split spawns. And so just dealing with that pressure and having somebody that is aware, and as soon as we say that it is a break coming on in from the side of Raleigh, even though they gave up a few of those early seconds, they are prepped and primed here for the P3. And look at the middle of the map that they have. It's number 6 and number 5, Dylan Rilo, playing in tandem as the pistol comes out and he will drop the final 10, going to the way of Boston. But you have everything set up here for the P3.
Yeah, the P3 is looking super nice setup right here for Boston. Boston doing a good job bouncing back in that P2. The initial time is going to go on over to Raleigh. It's going to be Dill Pickle hiding on top behind that ledge. A lot of these kills go favored into Raleigh. Raleigh getting a 3-stack, 4-stack the point now. All of them trying to get this precious time. P3, hot spot on the map right now.
It absolutely is. It's stylish. He is showing why he is the best dressed player, as he is wearing the other team's blood, as he finds a double, make it 3 and 4, 5, 6. As his teammate is able to get the kill, he won't be able to secure it either way. He's still rocking on a 5 spree. Unfortunately, he does not have any hill time, so he is the guy who's going to be slaying out. And when you have 2 players that are new on the roster, sometimes you're just going to play to the comfortability of some of the guys that have already established themselves.
Yeah, I mean, stylish on a 6 streak right now. I mean, pretty even map so far. Boston looking like they're going to get rotated on over to this new hard point. They had the rotations on that P3. However, it was going to be Raleigh that took majority of that time with a big break-in. Stylish finally following Devo. Going to be the one grabbing time. 6 and 4, not looking too bad themselves. Sir Will, though, over a minute of time already at the beginning of this map.
Will with a minute, and we haven't even gotten to the P5 yet. That's exactly what you want from your Super Soaker. Stylish still there, finding a few of those kills and not able to go up against Willman, as again, he came over from Atlanta, but Intensity also making his debut in the league, sitting at 9 and 10. He's obviously getting all of those engagements, so he is no stranger to a gunfight. He wants to get into the action as fast as he can, but still, it has just been back and forth. It doesn't feel like either team has been able to gain the edge. Rilo 10 and 9 as well, as it looks like the P5 is going to be wide open and Willman is going to secure the early one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of slay stopping here from Boston. I mean, Rilo starting off so hot, now going even. I mean, the slays right now are definitely in favor of Boston, as this time is just going to tick closer and closer to breaking even. Intensity picking up a big kill in the middle of the map. Going to try to take over, read the callouts, try to listen to these players, hop down. I mean, this could be a big potential here. Man, Ego Chow's almost gets all 3. Yeah, that was crazy looking.
Oh, we love it. We absolutely love to see these guys trying to get some absolute ridiculous kill feeds. Do it for the stream. Do it for the gram. I'm not sure. I'm not a TikTok guy, and if anybody over the age of 30 is, I don't know what you're doing with your life, to be completely honest. No, hey, we're all here to have fun, but still, this is a neck-and-neck Cape and Dill Pickle. He almost gets the bottom of the boot of his teammate and falls off the ledge. Luckily, he was able to hop up, but it is only a 4-point difference after the first set.
Yeah, a really hotly contested first set of rotations here for both of these teams. Only a 3 or 4 point difference. Dill Pickle now on the 5 streak themselves, as we hop on over to the brand new set of rotations here. I mean, what's your big takeaway from that first set?
I mean, just the way that you kind of came out swinging for the side of Raleigh. You slowed down just a tap, and it's keeping up. You're looking at Willman, the new guy that you traded for him, sitting at 5 and 12. Maybe he can get a tad bit more comfortable, but expect him to find a few more kills, and if he does, this could crack the game wide open for the side of Raleigh. And on the other side, it's been stylish. This guy just simply isn't losing. 19 and 12, has 17 seconds, as well as Sir Will from the Boston Brigade, over a minute and a half of hill time.
Yeah, a lot of hill time for this one player specifically, looking to play some old style Call of Duty. One person needs to sit in the point. Not really. I mean, that's true, right? Only one person really needs to be in the point. Other people can slay around them, especially if people like Stylish are slaying a little bit more heavily. Let them roam the map. Let them get a little bit more control. And as I say that, all 4 of these players are going to hop into this point. And yeah, they're starting to take control of this P2. A little bit different pace, though, from what we saw in the last rotation.
The issue that they are going to have at hand is getting this rotation to P3 as well as trying to hold on to the scrap as 30 seconds still up for grabs, but Boston, they're doing a great job reading this. And when Stylish is on the hill, I mean, just leave them be. Have one member who's watching over, but this time around, it feels like Boston, they've kind of figured out the strategy that Raleigh was playing for, and without finding those big doubles, they are able to rotate early, but number 5, Rilo, trying to make this heads-up route. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, Rilo making their way all the way across P5, but that's going to be Sir Will that sniffs them out. Must have been farting on the way there because that rotation was stanky.
The rotation was stanky, but obviously the intentions were pure, but the smell obviously wasn't in Dill Pickle. He is 19-11. I remember saying this guy's name a lot. He is able to keep up with the best of them. Still, you're having to force your way on in as the double century marker has been eclipsed for the side of Boston. The kill feed starting to light up red, and it is a much needed break. All 4 players are down, and maybe this is the chance you can fight your way back.
Yeah, they're going to definitely try to fight their way back. They're going to need a majority of this scrap time, and it looks like they're going to get it. Contested there for a hot second. Intensity turning around, not spotting that player. Stylish in and out, just like a burger, man. Just hopping in and out of the point, giving these players their head on a swivel. Now we're going to rotate back on all the way over towards P4. We have another deep route, but made by a different player. It's going to be Willman.
What can he find, though? That's the question. We don't know what. And oh, he actually rips the head off of the man who was sitting on top Solar. So this is the moment to find a break. And as soon as he looked good, the arm with the left was not. And then the shot's not able to follow up either. And you thought it was going to be an early break, but still the kill feed is there for Boston as they are holding on to this point.
Yeah, Boston doing a really good job. And Stylish going to be the slay leader in the lobby. All these players have over a minute of time. We were talking about how really only Sir Will had that time, but now everyone seems to be kind of catching up. But they've definitely double and triple stacked that element. Going to pick up a nice 2-piece. Looking to get another one. Starting to pick up a little bit of heat on the map with the 3 streak. And Sir Will's the only one left alive on the map, it seems like.
He's always left in these 1v4s. It doesn't matter. He's not able to go on in and take the fight to the side of Boston as they are currently putting the side of Raleigh Rain up in flames on that map for the exposure. Looking clinical, I will say. They did a phenomenal job even when they were losing some of the initial gunfights. They always had somebody who was able to pop that 2-piece and get themselves right back into the hill.
Yeah, and immediately the player that stood out to me was definitely Stylish. Stylish doing a really good job on the map. You're going to see them pop up here. 3,100 ticks of damage. A lot of time as well. Really good job slaying. I mean, damage leader in the lobby by far.
He absolutely was, and only 1,600 from Will, so hopefully he can get on in to this map to raid, search, and destroy. Last time we tuned in with Raleigh, they lost it in a 6-3, even though they were the winners of the first blood. They got 5 first bloods in 9 rounds, only 3 to show for it. So getting that conversion rate up, what have they worked on? But with 2 new players, this is where you're going to see that gameplay kind of disconnect, but obviously 2 from either side. It really is a toss-up, but I'm going to be putting my chips in the corner of Boston just because it feels like Element and Stylish are just working together incredibly well.
Yeah, Element and Stylish doing a really good job kind of communicating on the map. I feel like Sir Will and Devo, obviously, maybe we're in a little bit of a background when it came to like the slaying numbers and the damage numbers, but I felt like the way these players were moving around the map, I felt like they were really calling out what they were watching, right? Raps, none of the raps I feel like Raleigh were trying to make were successful. I feel like they just like they always knew, or they always had it covered.
They did, and when they did lose a gunfight, it was obviously another deep play that was taking at least 10 or 15 seconds for somebody to even get into position, and that was Willman on that P4 on that final hill. Unfortunately, it didn't amount to much, but obviously you can tell that they are trying to win those early ones. Unfortunately, when your teammates are dying on the hill as well and you're the solo man trying to find the break, it makes it that much more difficult. And then trying to stay alive back there if you don't have all the reinforcements coming on in as they are trying to hunt you down. But Raid is going to be a completely different beast. I want to see a little bit of this sniper gameplay. You always see it here on Search, but I'm curious who's going to be whipping out the boomstick.
Yeah, I mean, the sniper's always super exciting to watch, especially on a map like Raid where you have those really long angles too, especially over either bomb site, honestly, whether it's on ring side or pool side. You got a lot of top window access there, or sometimes just watch, stare in mid, making sure that no one fast plays mid to try to get into money or zig. So yeah, I'll be curious to see if anybody whips that out. I know it's always a big skill too to realize when to put it away. I feel like it's a really underwritten skill there.
It is underwritten skill, and the skills that you are going to be looking for on the search is just your life preservation. Just realizing, hey, I don't have the advantage here, and if you are going to be the person who's on the island, don't throw away your life. When you see 3 players, don't try to be the hero, because that's not what's going to have the consistency in the long run. Give those comms, as you were saying before the map one, have everybody relaying what they are seeing, what lanes are they watching, and what they're not seeing. I don't think that gets talked about enough. When you are that guy and you're not seeing anything, you're saying, hey, everything is slow on my end. This is most likely where the push is going to be coming from.
I'm going to go ahead and cycle through these players right now. Nobody using the sniper rifle off the rip, but you're going to see a big first blood in coming from Devo. Devo doing a really good job cutting that middle of the map, putting a lot of pressure on this Raleigh squad, picking up 2 kills there with the M15 and working their way all the way through Tiki as bomb goes down.
Bomb goes down, and it's going to be a 4v2 early. And number 7, Willman might have found some type of timing, and he actually gets one along with Dill, but Devo on the quick wrap as well. You are caught between 2 of these members of Boston Brigade, and I'm not sure what Devo was doing, but he somehow comes away with that one. Dill Pickle absolutely shocked.
Yeah, Devo decided to take a trip to say, you know, I don't want to play basketball anymore. I'm trying to swim in the pool. Hops out of money, but luckily Elmit was there, able to get the coverage. I mean, maybe that player was just trying to get the Tiki. That bomb is planted in a way that I think maybe front Tiki sees it. So I know a lot of people in the CDL also have been talking about playing in the pool a little bit more after bombs going down, just because it is hard and annoying to clear out the pool. So maybe trying something new. But Devo did not die there, starting off 3-0. We're going to stay on board with them.
Speaking about taking a dip into the pool, remember when Shotzi on 6-star, that guy was impossible. He was literally Aquaman on the map. That's why they're saying let's use it more in stylish. Can he get the 3rd? He challenges. I thought he had him, but it doesn't matter. His teammates should be able to clean this up. They know where this final member is, and number 4 should be able to come through. And I'm not sure what that challenge was there, Refresh, but that was not that great.
Honestly, I think he's going for the highlight, but at the end of the day, I actually really don't mind it, because Sir Will's playing in mid here, kills the person on the planter, and immediately had the info on the player on van. And as soon as you saw that player go down on planter, that stun hit the van. So I mean, it was a crazy challenge. Did you have to die? No, but a lot of info was gained from it. And because of that, I think Will was able to make a very clear and decisive play.
A clear and decisive play, and it's been working in their favor as Boston already off to a 2-0 start. They have no intentions of slowing down, making sure they're putting the pressure early to the side of Raleigh Rain to make a play, and the shot's not good from Sir Will as Rilo pulling out the M15, and he's putting tags into that second player. Elmit, though, gets the equalizer, so it's back down to a 3v3.
Yeah, it's always super important to get that first blood, just because even if you get traded, you have info on that next player, right? So the trades, in theory, should be in your favor with all the info that you receive. But Rilo going to be playing on over towards this B side. Who is that? Stylish is going to be hovering with the bomb. Devo playing really well in the search and destroy right now. Picking up a nice 2-piece. Dill Pickle with the sniper rifle left in a 1v3.
Left in the 1v3, and this is probably the weapon that you don't want to have. But the good news, the bomb isn't down. Unfortunately, you think you are the man Jackson from Saving Private Ryan, but it ends the same way, in pieces.
Yeah, I mean, that's just such a tough position, right? If you're Dill Pickle, do you play slower there for that bomb set? You kind of push up forward a little bit too far into that tiki. I mean, I think they're just playing the 50-50, right? Hoping that nobody's there. But then you just get absolutely jumped by the enemy team.
Getting jumped by the enemy team, and still you need to get a jump start to your vehicle right now because you are in the showroom and you have all these Lamborghinis that are just sitting there. You need to put the pedal to the metal as you are down 0-3, and there finally a snipe will connect, but on the other end it seems like Stylish throwing a peach of a nade as well.
Yeah, Devo with another kill, 6-1. I mean, I know we're supposed to stay on the sniper, but I really want to see how this player is playing right now in this search and destroy, just because they are picking up kills all over the map right now. 6-1 on a 3 streak. I mean, can't ask for anything better. I got two ARs.
2 ARs in a 3v2. Devo currently 6-1, and I didn't even realize Elmet hasn't died quite yet, and so they're gonna go hunting as Dill has the pistol. Can he win one more gunfight? Doesn't seem like that is gonna be the case. Devo, unfortunately, not able to check the awareness as that player is sitting up in laundry, but oh my god, Elmet did it. He's not even gonna get here in time. I love this. He just hops the bomb and gets the defuse.
Oh no.
Big brain plays, 200 IQ, Boston 4-0 lead.
Holy moly. That is not what you want to see. You get that first kill to try to clutch the 1v2, and you just end up hitting a chicken Caesar, man. That's called a wrap, and you just take way too long. Well, man, not able to wrap around back in time, but really good heads-up play there. The player on Boston just hopping on it. Probably got the call out that the player was rotating out of back laundry and just laid down in a way where it was going to be hard to check.
Hard to check, and there just simply wasn't a whole lot you can do, but you need to find some sort of energy in this team. Where is that firepower that we saw a little bit in map 1 as intensity, or the lack thereof, sitting at 4-0 or 0-4, excuse me, as he's still looking to get his first kill on the board.
Yeah, looking to get the first kill. I mean, it's such a big deal, right? It's just a little bit of confidence is so important, especially in a game mode like Search and Destroy. If you can just end a round hot, you can start the round hot. But you're going to see a lot of arrows bunched up over on this A side. 2 players outer ring, a big gunfight there on the side of Laundry. Intensity looking to pick up their first kill. Stylish with the sniper rifle. Gonna get taken out by Intensity, so there you go. You no longer have a donut. You now got a breadstick. Bomb is down though, so you gotta be making quick and decisive plays.
And he's thinking about maybe hopping this bomb, and oh, he actually just smokes Will right off the map. But the man who's been clutching is Elmet. Didn't have the M15, and Willman back-to-back kills. In what a way to get your first round on the board. Him and Intensity, we're kind of chirping them a little bit after map 1, and Intensity here in the map 2, but they have the ice and they clutch it.
Yeah, no, they do a really good job working together on that map, and then that Boston player just getting caught off guard. Elmet with the Dravik pretty far away from that bomb site in top art. Well, man, doing a really good job picking up that nice kill with the M15. Going to get the defuse as well. So, I mean, Intensity doing a good job. Got 2 kills that round. They get around on the board. I mean, 5-0 looks super, super deadly. But now they have a chance to really try to bring this back.
What do you decide to do here? It just feels like you've had absolutely no success when you've been on the attack. And it is going to be a 4-man send over towards the statue area, and there's only going to be 1 member there, and that's Elmet, and he has to realize, hey, I'm the only one in this position, but Stylish gets that info as well. So number 1, Devo, he immediately wraps and comes in with the assistance. Do you find this opening kill onto Intensity and Dill, and those are massive for the side of Boston.
Yeah, those are really big for the side of Boston, and Sir Will going to be all the way in the back. Stylish picking up that kill with the sniper rifle. Still going to be hanging out over towards mid on this kitchen side. Staring at the pillars. Not going to have to do anything there. Picks up one kill in the middle of the map and then just sits. Looks for info. Yeah, a lot of info probably coming from that sniper there. Elmit maybe not really knowing they were about to be in a 1v4. But then get a little bit of info and wrap back and then get some picks. The round works out in your favor.
They haven't been doing anything special either. They're just seeing what happens, where the enemy is coming from. They allow the teammates to transition over, get the help, and it's just been easy pickings. It feels like they know exactly what they want to do. There hasn't been any crazy play. I would like to see a little bit of a faster start from Raleigh. Just send an entire bomb site and just hit the go button. Don't allow these slow pushes because you're just going to walk it right into the hands of the Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not what you want when you're in Tiki. You got Stylish staring at you with the sniper rifle. Gets the quick and easy pick. Now on a 2 streak with it. Looking to close out this map. 6-1 to go up 2-0. Sir Will gonna get the bomb down. I mean, I feel like Sir Will has kind of been like your go-to objective maker. Had a lot of the initial time in that map number 1, and now, 3 plants. Has the biggest plant stat on the map.
And it's just unfortunately not a whole lot to show for it either. And Sir Will on the other side, so the Wills have it with 3 plants. And so Boston Brigade, and they find this final one is Stylish. He's getting pressured out. Does he have the help of Sir Will? And he actually loses the gunfight. And so what a good retake here from the side of Raleigh Rain. And once again, when you have the numbers disadvantage and your back is up against the wall, Raleigh slowly but surely starting to chip away at that lead.
Yeah, Raleigh now just need to win 4 rounds in a row. That's a pretty tall order if you ask me. Boston have been playing pretty solid, especially on this defensive side. We'll see what they do with the info this time. I don't know. Yeah, that was Stylish's second life with the sniper rifle, so that should be put away now. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the mini map. Who are we gonna see here? And it's gonna be Sir Will, gonna be kind of the one getting all the info. Oh, ripped!
Oh, good lord! The man is looking for the rest of the players on this team, but he has the help of Stylish. A 1v4. Make it a Will versus Will. Pull out the knives. Let's see who just gets carved up first. And it feels like, oh, look at this man. He is running away for his life as he goes ragdoll in the air. You open up with the 2-piece, and then you secure the map.
Yeah, securing that map number 2. Boston up 2-0 in the set now. I feel like a big difference maker was how hot Devo started off that map. Everybody else kind of caught up to him on Slays, but, Devo started out super, super hot.
And Elmit, I think he started off 3-0 when they went off to that 4-0 start, coming in with, I wouldn't say a ninja defuse, it was just a high IQ play. He knew he was sitting top laundry. He had the opportunity to go in and get that defuse. Thought he was just going to wrap, and then he said, you know what, if he's not going to check it, I'm just going to come on in and get this defuse. And he probably still had an extra 3 seconds before that player was getting to him. But Boston Brigade, a 2-0 lead. They dominated in the map 1. They dominated in the map 2. And personally, I'm kind of expecting this one to be a 3-0 sweep for Boston. They've just been looking that good.
Yeah, I know. Boston just starting off this series super fast. They win very dominantly in both maps. I honestly felt like the hard point was a little bit closer. I felt like in Search and Destroy, I wasn't really worried about them when they lost those 2 rounds that they lost. They kind of lost them in ways where someone really had to clutch up, or you had somebody with a sniper in a weird position, whether it be bottom bedroom, like trying to take an awful challenge. So right now, Boston looking super, super strong. They did the reverse sweeping in the first series that they played of the year against LA. So Raleigh Rain's going to have to do that to them. Boston, not shy to an extended series. So we'll see if Raleigh can do it. Try to extend the series on this exposure here.
And this is what's going to be that swing mode. The swing map is the overload. Obviously, we were talking about it before. Some of these teams don't have a lot of repetitions. And obviously, I think these old heads, they're not really used to this type of mode. It's so unique in its own way, similar to Capture the Flag, but it's a lot of You're either kind of go, 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 or it feels like it is just so slow and really not either team is able to get any points on the board early.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that healthy mix between capture the flag and uplink, in a way, and even maybe even a little bit of blitz if you guys played ghosts. I actually really enjoyed blitz. I know
I
there's
loved
a.
it. I loved it.
I thought, dude, blitz on freight. Every time I played, I was
Oh,
gassed up every time. But
oh
yeah,
man,
I don't know.
sometimes
I don't
you
know. I
just
feel like the old heads should probably know how to play this style of COD better than a lot of the new kids, simply because they've had to. A lot of the new kids really only know control.
they really do. I mean, it's been around for what, the past 4 titles, so finally this is the first switch up in quite some time. And it felt stale after a long time. And Control was by no means a bad mode. I think everybody just kind of wanted the change, and finally it was Overload that was going to be that change. But look at the pressure that you have, and the way that you play Overload is you have a player sneak up through one of the sites and be that lead blocker and clear out an entire angle and then allow that bomb carrier to slam it down.
Yeah, Raleigh looking to get first points on the board there by Intensity. Gonna pick up Dill Pickle. And that's going to be pretty much all 4 dead. Willman going to really be the only one left in position. I mean, if you're Boston here, you might be able to be okay with resetting this and take control of mid-map. But it looks like they are going to push it. So this is an interesting. EMP device is going to get reset. They're not going to pick it up. And this is really dangerous because you have Rilo here. If they've read this right, they're going to have all the info in the world and just fast cap this on A.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Number 1, he needs the sprint, so he actually should get there in time. There would have been the assistance, the help from Element as well. They deny him at the moment. The matter is, can you clear off the rest of the cockroaches that are over towards the front door? And look at that player hopping on in, trying to fly in with that flying elbow. Gets denied as Sir Will, he's starting to put the pressure back on.
Yeah, I would love to see some mid-map control from either one of these teams right now because it looks like it is going to get pretty dicey. I mean, honestly, if Rilo picks up those callouts maybe just a little bit earlier after that EMP gets reset, I think they get that cap. But Sir Will going to be in a really good position to play this offensive lineman right now. Laying down, staring at cut. First score is going to be Devo. Scoring there for the Boston Brigade, going up 1-0 on the exposure. Already up 2-0 in the series, man. You cannot let this get too out of hand.
No, you can't, and it's already halfway through the round 1, and we were tipping the cap to Devo, or at least you were, with the high praise and how well he started off on the search. And it's a wide open. This is a quick counter cap. This is what happens is you just overcommit to one side, you overextend, and you allow these easy scores to come through. And Dill Pickle, him and Intensity have hit another level on this Overload. Only one score to show for it, but they are still laying down the suppressing fire.
Yeah, who was that? Sir Will picking up a big kill on that EMP device, and they finally clean up Dill Pickle in the back. Good plays there by Dill Pickle, able to get pushed forward. Really good counter cap there for Raleigh. I felt like maybe that was given up. I think Boston was probably looking forward more to a mid-map exchange and then to that Solar side. But here you go. You're going to have another decent look at a chance to score. But who is that? That's going to be Devo picking up a nice 2-pace, 8 and 7 on a 2 streak. Eventually going to fall.
Some of these plays, I'm scratching my head at it here, Refresh, just because that bomb carrier, or the device carrier, Sir Will, he's just running forward. I mean, you pick it up, and your teammates were right behind you. Why are you trying to be the guy making the play with the pistol? That is not the case. And Devo, if he realized that he would have had a free score at A, I think he would have got there in time. But they decide to wrap it because he's going to go towards number 2.
This is big. Stylish right here.
Kill from Stylish.
Yeah, Stylish is going big here on top of the map. Devo not going to have a clean look here. Going to have to slide and duck. Gets a kill. Is going to get taken out. Had a decent look at the site. Pretty much had a toe in, but not able to get the cap. Raleigh playing pretty solid defense now. Trying to run it across Solar side. Yeah, I mean, Dill Pickle, you pick up a kill, but you're kind of in front of the line right now.
You are in number 1. This is really going to come down to Devo. If he's able to wrap this one back, number 4, he's going to be realistically the only one who can find that kill, and he does. And so number 8, Intensity, sitting at 12 and 7. He's looking to find a few extra moments of reprieve to allow his teammates to to slip on in through the middle of the map. Won't be able to do so unless Rilo plays, who's sitting at 4 and 10, is able to do it. He won't. Devo denying everything that the side of Raleigh was setting up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be frustrated here. I feel. I feel like you got to be a little frustrated here if you're on Boston. I think you're on the side of the map that's a little bit easier to score on. But as I say that, I mean, it's going to be Raleigh possibly running in another one. Woman going to be the last alive for them. EMP doesn't get picked up. We're going to go into the second half. One half of Overload played. Another half to go. What do you want to see different happen? What do you want to see differently from these teams?
I mean, who's ever picking up the device? Just wait for your teammates to push in front of you first. I saw too many guys getting careless with the bomb in hand. They were allowing the fumble to go into the other spot. And Devo, when he fell, he almost cost them that point because his teammate was not close to him, and then the next one fell to a gunfight. So there's only one guy who could really have stopped it. Luckily, the respawn came quick enough, and there was hesitation from Raleigh. So, I mean, they are lucky that they're going into this one tied.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I feel like Raleigh should definitely be up right now. I don't know. A lot of slowish reactions, maybe to some info that you've received on the map. Again, I would like to see more of these gunfights happen towards this top mid side. I feel like top mid's super, super important. Element going to be kind of last alive. That EMP device is going to kind of hang out towards mid, waiting for some callouts. You're going to fake hit A and then wrap to B. Devo going to be your first line of defense. Who is that? Rilo going to be cutting through the middle of the map. Doing a really good job getting on that P3 side. Element's got to be careful here. Taking a lot of damage, and just like that, you should have a score here from Intensity. Intensity is going to dive in. They do die, but they get the cap. 2-1 for Raleigh.
Raleigh has been playing this one better. It feels like they are waiting for that opportunity for everybody to get in position, and they're simply just winning the gunfights a tad bit earlier than the side of Boston Brigade is able to keep up with, as the bomb is right down on that P2 area. Willman getting in position as he gets tagged up by a few frags. You're waiting for this pinch to come through, and now here we go. This is it. Willman has to go big. He has to come away with 2, and if he didn't, it was all over because they have a free walk into the point, and number 1, Devo still in position, but of course, it's the man Dill Pickle himself to shut him down.
Yeah, I can see Element playing mid here and them trying to work on over towards this A side. They're going to have to be careful, though. They have a player underneath them. That player gets picked up. Zig, so they have a little bit of a clear lane here. Devo going to be your front slayer. Kills going in the way of Boston. Now, pretty hot exchange. Will this corner get checked? Nope.
And you are just so close to getting this score in, as Sir Will, he is trying to do some fancy footwork and be the shady McCoy.
Oh, no!
Element, can he come away? No! It's been Dill Pickle, who has just been the absolute grim reaper of those final 1v1s. For you to literally get that score, you have to go through the man Dill himself, and it just feels like Boston, they can't do it.
Yeah, that would have been super, super scary. I mean, that's a really... I honestly, I want to scream every time somebody runs the EMP right underneath Silo, because I feel like I mean, the enemy team spawns very close to you, no matter what side they spawn on, and I feel like you just kind of have to have your head on the swivel, and it's just... Yeah, it's just a frustrating place to try to cap from, right? I know you're close to the EMP capture points, but I feel like the enemy team is just right on you.
Oh, and number 3, he needs to go. He needs to get pushed up a tad bit further. He waited, and I mean, yeah, that was a time where you needed to go and take away space, but Devo, oh my God, the movement. Devo, are you kidding me? 1 kill away. Stylish, can he do it?
No!
Find him. Yes, he does. He might be able to slam this one down. Nobody there. We have a tie game here.
Yeah, some insane movement there. Stylish able to pick up the overload. Ended up on a 5 streak. Might have had a streak. I mean, we'll pop on over to them once they're back alive. Yeah, they do have streaks now. 5 kills and a cap will do that. So that's big, big plays there from Boston, keeping themselves in it. 2-2 now in the overload.
And he had to find 2 kills with that pistol. Luckily, his teammate called out 1 was weak, and so he just had a single tap him, and then he straight up just had to win the initial opening gunfight.
Oh, who's that?
And still, there's 3 members there. Look at number 7, though. Willman on the flank. Devo, is he ready for this? I'm not sure. He's not watching the right angle. And what a beautiful counter cap from the side of Raleigh.
Yeah, I really like that counter cap there. Now only giving a minute left for Boston to try to tie up this game. And Boston's had a couple of hard times trying to get them slays. Devo in the middle of the map already, trying to pick up 1 kill. Gonna get picked up. Who's that? Sir Will's gonna be your player to watch right now. Getting in behind these red arrows. You're able to get 1. You're able to see the other one coming up. A little bit of an ego challenge there. Willman's going to be behind you. EMP is going to get picked up. Is going to get dropped. They have to have this in their hands when this clock runs up if time expires here.
Oh my goodness, Sir Will, dude, your teammate is coming to go and pick it up. Go push forward, decides he gets shot in the back, but you still might have an opportunity. Can Elman do it? Elman does, but he gets shut down. He's 1 more bullet, 1 more player. Can he get the score?
Oh!
Yes, he can.
All right, now you got to be careful here because you're in an awkward position. There's only 5 seconds left. It is going to be coming down. You don't want to pick this up. You do not want to pick this up. The streaks are going to come out. The streaks are going to get coming hot. They're going for the cap instead of the kills. This is a very strange play for me. The streaks are going to cause a lot of problems. Oh no, 1v3. I mean, picking up the EMP device and just instead of just staying alive, that's a hard decision to make.
It is, and now you just wolf pack it. Just have all 3 players stick together and make him have to make the play. But Willman spots 1 and this flank. Yep, number 2. He gets the spot, and that is it. You thought you had it if you were Raleigh, and you let it slip away in the final moments as Boston Brigade get it done in a 4-3, and they get the sweep on the series.
I feel like when that cap goes in, you maybe play around the new EMP, but I feel like picking it up there is such an interesting decision. I mean, it turns into search and destroy immediate, right? So you have to flip a switch, and that switch it has to be stay alive.
It has to be, and yeah, when you think you maybe have that opportunity, and they had a second. They had the numbers when you initially go into that cruise missile, and I think when you're in that cruise and everybody's so condensed, you also don't want to kill your own teammates. So that was a delicate situation, but still you picked up, and the players around the defense were able to clutch, and Boston Brigade, they get it done in the 3-0.
Yeah, Boston Brigade. I mean, that overload was really, really exciting. It was kept super, super close. I'm just kind of looking at slays again. Yeah, I mean, that overtime was wild. I mean, it's such a hindsight play, right? So like, what do you gotta do differently as soon as that swaps on over? Because I think when you go on over to overtime, I feel like the last thing you want to do is pick up EMP. You lose a weapon, and you're on the map. But the streaks were also in the air.
They were. I completely agree with you. I think both teams now, they kind of realize, or the pros do, saying, hey, we're at the disadvantage when we do pick up that bomb when it comes down to the 4v4, and they kind of have the information of where you're lurking. So I think as this goes on, potentially you're just going to leave that bomb down, but you also have to play for that information, because if you leave one lane open, somebody could just go on in and get a quick score.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of quick scores happened there, but honestly, really clutch up by Boston. The comms must have been absolutely insane there. Super scrappy gunfight to tie it up 3-3. Got big, big plays. But it looks like Stylish is going to be named your MVP. Possibly. Interview with Devo. Let's find out. Let's get Devo in here, dude.
Let's just drag him in.
Yeah,
he doesn't get an option. We're interviewing him.
Just get him in, dude. I don't care what he's doing. But yeah, big stuff there from Boston. I mean, they're starting out this league 3-0, and they played pretty hot tonight. I mean, we've been talking a lot about DC and Ohio, but Boston right up there, especially with how much composure they have late in these maps.
And that's what you want to have is knowing you get the ice in those high intensity moments when the pressure is on, you're not cracking, and your teammates are showing up when it matters most. So that's what you want to see from Boston, and it's kind of been a theme, right? They ended up getting the reverse sweep, and then they got their last series in a 3-1, and then a 3-0. As finally we got the man Devo himself hopping on in for the post game interview. Devo, how are you feeling after that series?
Woo!
Well, this is a surprise. I didn't even know I was gonna do this. Uh, um, feels good to play, to be honest. I love competing, especially in this league, because a lot of uh people around my age, 27 plus, it's good to play with against and with people around my age group. I see a lot of people talking about slow response time and stuff like that as age goes, and so it's good to just be in the competitive environment in the game I love playing. So it's good subbing in and just shooting my gun. When I'm locked in, I'm locked in. When I play for serious events or serious, series is whether it's a league, tournaments, etc. I try to stay locked in. So yeah, that's about it. It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly a pretty big toss up right now between you and Stylish for who's MVP. I mean, I'm arguing in the production chat right now. I think you were super impactful for how fast you played, how like what your startup right there in the search and destroy was. I mean, you started out so hot, and then
Yeah.
in the overload just now, you were really in front of everybody in the map. You were constantly in the enemy spawn. I mean, what was the communication like at the end of the overload? That game got so hectic.
So the whole point. So what happened was that we had a like an enemy behind us, and that's what kind of like messed up a lot of the blocking for us on the left side when they got that last cap. So we had to kind of like reset after that, and once we reset, we just got initial kills, and then what I was able to do is just kind of like see and be aware of where my teammates were at. So I started to kind of like hit a pinch. That way I can kind of like put some pressure on them. I spawn trap them a little bit. That way they think we're going right, but in reality, our game plan was really going left towards the A side. So that's basically how that turned out, and we were able to get that, one-on-one gun, those one-on-one gunfights,
Mm.
and that's basically how we were able to cap that. And then after that, it was kind of like search and destroy. So we are like, let's just back up and reset. That's about it.
Yeah, and I was mentioning this a little bit in that map 3 as well. That it felt like there was a few opportunities where you had those 1v1s to get that score, and it was always Dill Pickle. It felt like was standing in the way,
Oh
and
yeah,
then finally towards that end game, you were able to get it and have that score go your way, and eventually get the tie. And like you said, you kind of go into search and destroy, refresh an eye before we brought you in. We're kind of talking. You're at a disadvantage when you pick up that bomb in
yes,
overtime because you are losing that much firepower.
yeah. So Dill Pickle and I were like back and forth the whole series. I think he was kind of like my kryptonite the whole series.
Mm,
So shout out to him. Um, Another thing, I'm a real heavy S&D player. I've been playing the game for so long, and that's all I've kind of played throughout my years. So a lot of the game and a lot of the strats, the game plans were kind of like originated from me throughout the S&D, and then I told I think it was stylish. You're just gonna run the sniper. I was gonna run the sniper, but I told him, you're gonna run the sniper. So I just started picking up the lanes fast. That way, it kind of like gives me an idea of how they play, and then we just went round to round after that.
mm.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have any more questions for you. I guess I kind of do have something that I'm looking forward to. You're playing Seattle next. You excited for that match?
That's a good match. I think the guys will be back from vacay, and we also had like I think Zam's mom went to the hospital, so
Hmm.
uh, prayers to him. Hope all is well and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, I think the guys will be back, the French Canadians, so they'll be back at it. But I'm always happy and always excited for upcoming matches, especially in this league. So I'm grateful for what JP is doing, and for the respect and love everybody showing. So it's just good to bring competitive Call of Duty to our age range. It's
Hmm.
fun to do. And I appreciate y'all for having me here.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're
man.
glad that you could on and get that interview. Being an old head myself, I might have to join the league and come in here and show you
Yeah, it's
what's up.
fun.
But hey, congratulations on the win there, Devo, and we hope to see some more matches from you in the future.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the boys, Boston Brigade. Thank you guys.
Yeah, have a good night, man. I
All right.
hope we'll see if you get a starting spot. I mean, I think you looking like you're looking pretty good.
Hopefully in the
So
near future. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm trying to, shout out to a couple guys that I'm looking to run with. So
all
I
right. Well,
appreciate y'all, man.
keep it up. Have a good night.
Thank you guys. Have a good night. Shout out.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look back at what just happened in front of us. Again, Boston 3-0 over Raleigh Rain. I had a good time tonight watching these maps. Double 3-0, a little bit shorter of a stream than what I was hoping for. I was hoping to watch some extended series, but I think overall some entertaining Call of Duty, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the matches were incredible. Even though it was a 3-0 from both series, it felt like there was some high intensity moments, especially in that map 3, going to OT. And Raleigh, they did everything that they could to push it and extend it to that map 4. Unfortunately, it simply just wasn't enough. And hopefully we'll get some more extended series, but Refresh, it's been an absolute pleasure casting with you again, and I know we'll be hopping to the booth sometime soon.
Yeah, I was super excited when I saw that you're going to be able to cast tonight. So I just want to thank everyone again for letting me hop in, produce, and commentate, and people like you being willing to come in here and commentate as well. The players, obviously, we heard Devo speak on it. I mean, it's just a really good opportunity from people in our age range to be able to play and have fun in a league like this. There's nothing like competitive Call of Duty, man. It's good, it's fun, it's fast. Before we roll out, I want to shout out the teams that we're going to be seeing tomorrow: Colorado versus Toronto and Minnesota versus Atlanta. So, I mean, I'm good. I feel like I've said my piece. Graf, any final words before we cut the stream?
No, I don't have any final words. And it's, once again, congratulations to the side of Boston Brigade as they took down the squad of Raleigh Rain in a 3-0 fashion for the Legacy Showdown League. My name is Graf, joined by Refresh, signing off for now.